Hello and welcome to Lost Gotham TV. This episode we will be reviewing the Richard Laymon book Midnight's Lair, which is one of my favorite Richard Laymon books. And having reread it recently, my damaged, sad copy. This is my paperback British copy. I do also have the original hardback version of it as well, because it is my favorite book, or one of my favorite books by Laymon. And so, what to say about this book? So, it centers around something called Mordoc's Cave, which is an interesting name. Sounds almost like Murdoch, which from the A Team or from other things. You also have like some H.G. Wells end of the world stuff going on. So I think I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember the story exactly, but I think the inspiration for this story might have come from a place called Carlsbad Caverns. Not 100% sure. My wife has a better memory for these things than I do, so maybe she remembers. But we did actually go to Carlsbad Caverns and go exploring, and we have pictures, and it was a lot of fun. And I could definitely see where, I'm not particularly claustrophobic. Part of one of the jobs that I used to have, I would crawl through attic and basement crawl spaces and stuff like that. I don't particularly have a problem with dark or tight enclosed places, but this book is based around a cave system that is basically it's a tourist attraction. And there's this very interesting element, and that's one of the reasons why I love this book, is just the thought that would have gone into it, and the story structure and the characters, and just the initial idea of the book, really excites me. I mean, again, I worked in hotels for a long time. So I'm used to, having a pass key and going into rooms and staying at hotels for long periods of time. And I even wore my Overlook t-shirt as to go with this review, because The Shining is another great example of a hotel-based horror. As someone who's worked in the hotel industry, I can tell you hotels are scary places. And so in here, we have this hybrid of a hotel and some of the potentially scary elements that go along with just a hotel. Then we have it merged with underground caverns. And basically, the gist of the story is that you have a hotel that is built on top of a cave system, and there are elevators leading from the hotel down into the caves, and then you go exploring down in the caves. Now, I won't really say too much more than that, other than to say that something happens and the group that is down there exploring at the beginning of the book gets trapped. So again, hotel scary, trapped in a cave scary, and both of those things are interesting. But also as a kid, I've talked about other things that I was interested in, and I have a lot of varied interests. But as a kid, I would love watching disaster movies. Okay, Towering Inferno, things like that. The airport movies. I love the airplane movies too, but the airport movies that the airplane movies are based on. But my favorite was always the Poseidon Adventure. And there's something about a group of people trapped in a situation, some kind of disaster, and having to overcome it. That idea of an ensemble cast, a group of characters and their interactions and the way that they deal with the situation that they're in. We see it in Midnight's Lair, which is one of my favorite books. We also see it in Island, which is my other favorite book, where we have these people stuck in a situation where there's no way out. In some of the other books, if you think about something like The Cellar, or maybe The Woods Are Dark, or some of the other ones, I can't think of good examples right now, but it's just, why don't people just get in the car and get out of Dodge, get out of town? Why do you stay there with the potential for this horrible thing to happen? And so in this thing, they don't have a choice. It's out of their hands. They're trapped, and they have to survive. And there's a lot more to the story, and I won't get into that, but there's some scary stuff that goes on. There are some really great characters in this book. The plotting of things, the planning, the intricacy of the story just makes this, for me, easily, without question, top 5. For me personally, top 2 probably. I'll let you know by the time I'm done with all of these videos. I will have reassessed my my like of all the different books, and so I'll try to more definitively nail it down. But yeah, Midnight's Lair, great, amazing read, highly recommended. I cannot sing the praises of this book enough. And so I'm not going to beleaguer the point. I'm not going to go over and retreading the same ground. If you like scary books, if you have enjoyed Richard Laymon's other books, read Midnight's Lair. You will not be disappointed. Okay, I will let you go, but I will see you next time.